Good day to you, one and all. It is I, Justin Hawkins, and this is Justin Hawkins Rides Again. Now, for the first time ever, I'm covering a band called Nothing But Thieves, and they got a song called Overcome, which was released about 3 months ago. And a lot of you guys said I should talk about them, so here we go. Justin Hawkins Rides Again. I refuse to tune the guitar. Doesn't need it. Anyway, I've never covered Nothing But Thieves before, but a lot of you guys suggested I listen to them. They seem to be a very popular band in the UK rock scene right now. So let's have a listen to one of their latest singles, Overcome, released earlier this year. They're an English rock band formed in 2012 in Southend-on-Sea in Essex. Their second album, Broken Machine, was released in September 2017, receiving wide acclaim in addition to peaking at number 2 in the UK album charts. An amazing result for a rock band. It's brilliant. In June this year, they released their 4th studio album, Dead Club City. Their style of music has been compared to the likes of Jeff Buckley, which I love, Foals, which I've covered before, Civil Twilight, never heard of them, Queens of the Stone Age, love, and Royal Blood as well. So, brilliant set of influences, alleged influences. Yeah, let's have a little look, see what it's about. Here we go, Overcome. It's doing that thing that modern music videos tend to do now. They've got the title of the song in the initial vignette before the song even starts. Now that microphone, just being approached there by somebody with a nose piercing, etc. That's a really shiny, I think it's an SE Electronics microphone. It's a bit like an SM58, but it's a slightly different sort of response from the capsule. I've used those live before because they look really nice and shiny. I don't want to fight, my money's in a bag in the back for you. The pain weathers in time. There's a Don Henley song that's sort of reminiscent of about boys during a particular period of the year when it's really sunny. You know what I'm talking about? That drum sound is awesome. It's sort of like when it comes in, you think it's going to be like with a huge snare sound, but it almost sounds like it's that sort of 70s approach to recording drums where it's got like a tea towel over the top of it, so it's a bit less kind of roomy, you know what I mean? It's tight. This is really good, isn't it? Really accomplished sounding. It's got a bit of that sort of modern, you know, the recent 1975. It's got a little bit of that sort of, you know, that one about Somebody to Love, or whatever it was, that, you know, it's kind of synth patterns. And then it sort of stays on, it's like it goes, it's like B, F sharp. But as it passes to the F sharp, it does a B shape while the root's still on there. And then it stays on the F sharp and does the same thing. Or the keyboard does anyway. I love stuff like that because it sort of suggests it's going to change somewhere, but then the pedaling just continues in the same on the root note, you know, and the stuff around it is almost urging it to change, but it doesn't. I kind of love the tension of that, you know, when you're playing what's ostensibly considered the wrong chord over the top of something and then resolves to the correct chord. It's just brilliant. I think that's actually what keyboards should do. Sort of, I always think that's the keyboard's role, especially in rock music, is to sort of suggest and try and drag the rest of the band around, and then whether the band follows or not is another matter altogether. But it's just, there's something in that creates tension, don't you think? Love that. Okay, here comes the guitar solo. That is a Dan Armstrong Ampeg guitar. Those are. It looks like it's sort of smoky perspex. I haven't seen one of those. It might be one of the reissues. I've got one of those from 1968, and it's pure clear lucite. It's a very interesting guitar because the pickup in there is you unscrew it at the back and then you pull the whole pickup out. So if you want to get a different sort of sonic profile of your guitar, you have to actually take the thing out and then replace it with another one. There used to be 6 different types. I think there was country bass, country treble, rock bass, and then another two. Maybe I don't know what it was actually. Perhaps you could use the comment section if you know what the third and what the third. It's country, rock, and another one. I've forgotten what it is, and then do a treble and a bass version of each. But it's a great guitar. It's really like plays super fast. It's 24 frets, which means you can do more or less anything you like at all. It's a really brilliant fretboard to have at your disposal if you're exploring the dusty end of the guitar. Because if you look at where 12th fret would be, where his hand is here at 1 minute 53, where his thumb's over the 12th fret, and that would have two dots to mark it, and they're quite widely spaced out on the neck. And then if you look further up the guitar, right near where the two horns come out, there's another two markers on there, which tells you that it's a 24th fret. And just to give you an example of what that means, a Les Paul will have 22 frets, meaning that if you want to hit like a high E on the top string, you're going to have to bend up 2 frets from the very top fret. But you could just fret this one and then have a high E, you know, and if you bend it, you're going to get higher than you can on a Les Paul. And most of the time, Strats, especially the old ones, they have 21 frets. You're not likely to get anywhere near a high E unless you bend 3 frets from the very top of the guitar, and you're going to risk breaking a string at that point. So this is like a guitarist's guitar. It was played by Keith Richards in the 70s. He was one of the in the early 70s, he was one of the guys that Dan Armstrong and Peg were, you know, saying, oh, he can be the flagship guitarist for this because it looks really cool as well. And of course, Joe Perry played one famously. And then later in the early noughties, this is the guitar that Dave Grohl was using in the Foo Fighters. It's really quite iconic. But I've never seen it in this smoked lucite. It's just gorgeous. Enough nerd stuff for you? Yeah, okay. A little bit of Lindsey Buckingham about his soloing, isn't there? I mean, if you sort of think about what Lindsey Buckingham does at the end of the chain, you know, that sort of like sort of repeatedly, well, it's pedaling actually, just pedaling on a particular note while the stuff moves around it. This is, I've got a feeling this guitar player has listened to a bit of Fleetwood Mac in his time. This is really cool. It's got a bit of Sam Fender about it as well. There's something really great in his voice. It's sort of it's kind of like the mid-range. The mid-range has got something similar in timbre to like a Tom Yorke thing, perhaps with a bit less affectation at the tops, but it's really nice. I love his vibrato technique as well. It sort of gives it that epic thing, you know. It's got an epic thing somehow. It sounds like stadium rock to me. And then he opens it up. Here we go. So at 2 minutes 46, we've got him showing us what he can actually do. And he says darkness, so I love it. It's quite buried in the background, but he's showing us a bit of his range as well. Cool, that's really good, isn't it? Okay, well, I enjoyed that. I just think as a piece of sort of synth rock with an emotive vocal, it's like, it's going to be hard to beat that this year, I think. It's pretty fucking awesome. Well done. Nothing But Thieves. Well, I want to say thanks to everybody that suggested I listen to that, because I really did enjoy it, and it's great. Check out Nothing But Thieves. I think a lot of you probably already have, because most of you suggested that I'd cover it. But yeah, if you haven't done so already, check them out. We'll put some links to it around here somewhere. Use the comment section below to tell me what you thought of it and what you thought of my analysis of it. It's great stuff. Justin Hawkins rides again. I like anything that's got that driving vibe and synthesizers and pedaling bass and cool guitar solos. It's just really good. It's really good stuff. Nice one, guys. See you later. Okay.